Hey, it's day 6. I'm glad to have you back here, and I hope you're spending some time playing your uke every day. So in today's lesson, the big concept that we're going to talk about is, you guessed it, using a metronome and how to incorporate that into your practice routine, all of the benefits that a metronome brings to the table. It's not the scary thing that you think. It's not the wrist-slapping piano lessons of your youth. It is a fun way to build your rhythm. So before we get started, we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up routine, and then we're going to show you how to use the metronome so that you can really step up your rhythm game and really build your timing, which all is going to build that foundation of becoming a better ukulele player, or as they say in Hawaii, ukulele player. So let's get started and have some fun. All right, let's warm up these fingers a little bit here with a familiar one to you, the C major scale. So I won't go through the full explanation again. We're just going to jump right into it today because you guys have been patient through this whole series and playing every day. So here we go. Again, plucking with our thumb. We've got our hand braced beneath the uke here. We're going to really focus on our tone, going slow, making sure all of the notes ring out clearly as we warm up. Take your time, spend a few minutes with this and really get acclimated. So here we go with the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, B. Again. We've learned the C major scale, but let's say the song that you're trying to play a melody for is in the key of D. The cool thing about this pattern is it is mobile. So you can take this exact same pattern that we just learned for the C major scale and shift it up 2 frets, and it becomes the D major scale. So there's a whole step between C and D when you're talking about music, and that whole step is 2 frets. So our first note of the C major scale is none other than the C note, which we play with this C open string. So what we do for this one now is instead of starting with our middle finger as our first fretted note and an open string, we start with our index finger on the 2nd fret here on the C string, which is a D note. 4th fret C string, 2nd fret E string, 3rd fret E string, 5th fret E string, 2nd fret on the A string, 4th fret on the A string, and then finally 5th fret on the A string, which brings us back to a D note. So it goes through the full octave there. So let's just take a little trip through that nice and slow. This can be added to your warm-up routine. Now you've been playing the C major scale over and over again, so your fingers are building that dexterity, they're building that confidence. Now it's time to extend it a little bit and try to do it in some different keys. So if you know how to do it in the key of D, you can start moving up the neck, learning the notes of the neck. So let's do this now in the key of D, nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, G, A, B, C sharp, D, and back. Important to stay on your fingertips here. Again. And back. 2, 5, 2, 4, 2. So now as you warm up every day, try to incorporate the C major scale and the D major scale. And if you want to take it a little bit further, move it up another 2 frets and do the E major scale. Something that I recommend you do is start getting acclimated with the notes of the neck. Start learning which note you're playing, especially here in these first 5 frets. By learning the major scale, you're doing that. Try saying the notes to yourself as you do it, and really be able to look down at the neck and know that when you're holding the 2nd fret down here on the C string, you're playing a D note. You're not playing the number 2, you're playing the letter D. All right, without further ado, let's get into a little bit of metronoming. Well, I hope the word metronome didn't scare you away. Come back to me. I promise the metronome is your friend. It's going to help. So let's talk a little bit about metronomes. Where can you get them? Metronomes are available, well, you can get them through the Amazon shop on the All for Uke website, or if you have one of these, the old, what do they call these? Phones? So if you have one of these, you can get a metronome app. A lot of them are free. The one that I like to use is called Frozen Ape Tempo. It allows you to tap the tempo out. It's really nice. It has a lot of different sounds. So that's just my recommendation to you if you want to check out a cool little metronome app. I have no affiliation to them, but I do like the app. How do we use a metronome? So let me just give you a little example here. So now I've got my metronome. I've set the tempo to 55 BPM. Now you'll also notice on there, and I'll show you in the graphic below, that you'll see a time signature. So the time signature we're going to deal with is 4/4. So everything will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So everything's going to be straight, nice and slow. And the next part of this equation is that every note will land on the beat. So let me just give you a quick example here, and then we'll break it down. So I'm at 55 BPM right now. And I'm going to play through the C major scale. We're just going to use the C major scale and the D major scale today to just kind of start getting you in the habit of incorporating the metronome into your practice routine. So here we go at 55 BPMs, and just kind of listen for the click as I play each note on the beat. So I'll be going bum, 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 right on that beat. So starting with my C major scale, it's C, D, E, F, G, A, Now let's say 55 BPM feels a little bit fast for you right now. You're still kind of working your way through the scale. Go a little bit slower. No problem with that. Going slow, building up all of these habits in a really healthy, nice way is going to benefit you. So let's try to do that same exercise I just did together at 55 BPM. So you just kind of follow me and you'll be playing with the metronome. So even if you don't want to play with the metronome on your own, this is a good way to kind of get used to doing it, building that confidence so you're not so scared of the M word. So here we go. 55 BPM, we're going to go through the scale 2 times. Watch your fingers, try to maintain consistency with your tone, and every time you hit a note, it's right on the beat. It's going to really build that timing nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's fun. So a couple things I want to mention there. As you start your metronome, what I like to do is I like to sync my internal rhythm with the click. So the way to do that is you start counting in with the beat before you start. So don't just turn the metronome on and then rip right into your routine. Let it run for maybe 5 seconds and kind of start swaying a little bit with the click, count with the click, and kind of feel that. And that's really building that internal clock for you as well as you practice. Now your rhythm is going to start feeling a little bit more regimented. And when you practice, we have a tendency to speed up, slow down as our energy levels change. And this is a way to just really build consistency. And that's what you want, because in music, timing is everything. And this is really going to build your timing. It's going to make you a better rhythmical player, whether it's strumming or just using single notes. So let's do the exact same thing here. I'm going to bump the tempo up to 65 BPM. If you need to stay at 55, go back and try that a few more times. If you want to speed up a little bit, here we go. So again, I'm going to start by letting the click go a little bit. I'm going to count in with it. Now my tempo's a little bit different, so I got to feel that. 1, 2, 3, 4. C, D, E, F, G, B. Keep it going. Keep smiling. It's the metronome. You're having fun. Last time. All right, you thought the metronome time was over. Well, I've got more for you. So that D major scale that we learned in the warm-up, we're going to incorporate now with the metronome. So revisit that pattern if you need to, or just follow along on the tab. But let's try it at 55. We're going to go nice and slow. And I just also want to mention, making mistakes is okay. If you find yourself fumbling through this a little bit, what I like to do is laugh it off. Sometimes you're just going to get frustrated and you're going to say, I don't think I can do this. That's okay. Just smile, laugh about it, and realize, you know, you got to have some humility in this. You're learning an instrument. It's new. There's going to be trials and tribulations, but how you overcome them is up to you. And I think with a smile and a laugh is the best way to do it. And here comes that metronome for you. Here we go. The D major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back. Keep it going. Oh, the metronome feels so good. All right, let's bump the tempo up to 65 and do the exact same thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. You got this. Enjoy the process. Last time. You got it. Stay on those fingertips. Home free. Here we go. Last couple. Today's question comes from Karen Lowe. She says, yay! Exclamation point. I was able to print the PDFs and following these are really helpful. My question is, how do we change from the key of C to the key of D? Now I'm guessing you're talking about changing from the major scale key of C to the key of D. And the answer to your question is, refer to this entire video. Are you a little bit less scared by that M word, the metronome, thou? I hope so. And I think that using the metronome is really going to help you improve in so many different ways. So this video is very important. Spend some time with it and spend a little time incorporating the metronome into your practice routine. Maybe it's just for a minute, but I promise you that minute is going to be extremely valuable to your timing, rhythm, technique, and so many other things. So stick with it. Please, please, please leave your comments below. We consider them for questions for the upcoming videos. And make sure that you get the PDF at allforuke.com. I'll have exercises with the metronome at various tempos and some other things to help you put together this nice practice routine that you've been building here over the series. My name's Kevin. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that little alert bell to find out when the next video's coming. We've got new videos every Tuesday that are premiering on YouTube, so join me for the live premieres, live Q&A. I love hearing from you guys all over the world, and I love to see this big ukulele community that we're building here at All for Uke. You guys are playing with a lot of people around the world. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back for the last day, day 7.
Waiting a long time for you, Miss Sunny Day, Miss Sunny Day.